Hello and welcome back to our channel. I'm Shauna.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are the Wells Real Estate team. We wanted to take a break from our home buying process videos to address a recent topic that many of you may be questioning and expressing concerns about, which is your recent property tax assessment. Iowa property tax assessments can feel a bit confusing, especially when notices show up in your mailbox unexpectedly. So here's a clear breakdown of what you should know.
So what is a property tax assessment? Property tax assessment is the process that counties use to determine your property's value for taxation purposes. This value is then used to calculate your annual property taxes.
So when does this happen? Assessment notices are sent out every odd number year, like 2025, and usually by April 1st. Assessors are required to reevaluate property values to reflect changes in the market and are also correlated with your state, county, and city budgets. Even number years may see minor updates, but not full revaluations.
So what do they base the value on? Well, the county assessor considers recent comparable home sales, home improvements or additions, neighborhood trends, lot size, location, zoning and property uses. It's based on the home's value as of January 1st that year.
So did you get a notice with a higher value? A higher assessment doesn't always mean a huge tax increase, and here's why. The assessed value is only part of the tax formula. Other factors include rollbacks, which are state-mandated percentages that reduce taxable value, and levy rates, which are set by local taxing authorities like schools, cities, and counties.
So can you appeal an assessment? Yes. If you believe your new assessment is inaccurate or unfair, contact the assessor's office first for clarification. If it's still unresolved, file a formal protest with the local board of review and be sure to check with your assessor's office as to when your appeal must be filed by. You may need to provide evidence like a recent appraisal, sale, comps, photos, things like that.
So what is a rollback? The rollback is a percentage set by the state and counties that reduces taxable portions of your property assessed value. It helps limit large property spikes. For residential properties, it typically hovers between 45 and 60%. Each county in Iowa has an assessor site where you can search a property by address or parcel number. Here is an example on how the rollbacks and taxable values are calculated. As you can see, the rollback helps decrease the taxable values on your land and home.
So now let's talk about ways to save money on your property taxes. Iowa has several options for property tax savings. Let's break those options down. So homestead tax credit. This is the most common exemption, and it's for anyone who owns and lives in their home as their primary residence. Military service exemption. If you've ever served in the military, you may qualify for this one. Disabled veteran homestead tax credit. That's a big one. And it's different from the regular military exemption. 100% exemption from property taxes for eligible veterans who are fully disabled due to service-related conditions, and it'll require certification from the VA. Disabled tax credit. If you receive Social Security disability, you may qualify for this exemption. It reduces your property taxes based on your income. You'll need to file annually, and it includes submitting proof of disability and income. Homestead tax exemption for claimants 65 or older. In addition to the homestead tax credit, eligible claimants who are 65 and older before January 1st of the assessment year are now eligible for additional homestead tax exemptions. Depending on your location, your town may also provide tax abatement options, which are temporary reductions in property taxes on the portion of the assessed value added by new construction or improvements to an existing structure.
So if you own a home in Iowa and qualify for any of these exemptions, don't leave money on the table. A quick application could save you hundreds of dollars every year. So do you need help figuring out what you qualify for, where to apply? We're happy to talk through it. Just reach out. The last topic we want to cover is helping define the difference between market value and tax assessment value, because these two things are not one and the same and are often misinterpreted. Market value is defined as the price a willing buyer would pay and a willing seller would accept in an open and competitive market. It's determined by appraisers or the open market and used for listing and selling homes, setting offer prices, and appraisals for mortgages. Market values can change more frequently because they are based on current market conditions, buyer demand, interest rates, and local comps. On the other hand, tax assessment value is defined as the value assigned by the county assessor for the purpose of calculating property taxes. It's determined by the county officials using mass appraisal methods based on sales data, location, property characteristics, and condition, and used for calculating your property taxes. Changes are less frequent because homes reassess every 2 years in Iowa and are not necessarily aligned with current market shifts.
So here are our final thoughts. Review your assessment notice carefully every 2 years. Understand that market value is not the same as assessed value. One is for selling, the other is for taxing. File for the exemptions that you qualify for. It's one of the easiest ways you can save money on your property taxes. If something looks off or confusing, reach out to your assessor or a real estate professional like us to help you review. We'd be happy to walk you through your specific situation, whether it's double checking your value or helping you file for the homestead tax credit. Let's make sure you're not overpaying on your property taxes.